Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark Roden. In today's video we are going to be ranking all Chevrolet Corvette generations from worst to best, in my humble opinion. We did this recently with the Honda Accord generations, the Honda Civic generations, the Nissan Fairlady Z generations, and now today obviously we're going to be doing it with the Chevrolet Corvette generations. But let me know what other cars you'd like to see me rank all the generations of. There are obviously 8 generations of the Chevy Corvette, but we're going to be going over 9 because in my opinion the C1 pre-facelift and the C1 facelift are different enough to rank them separately. So we're going to be ranking the C1 pre-facelift and facelift as 2 separate cars, even though technically they're the same chassis, same generation. Hope that's okay. Either way, media of the day is Lucid Dreams by Juice WRLD. I listened to this song for the first time in years the other day, and it literally just took me back, man. Took me back. Absolute freaking banger. Certified hood classic. It'll go down in history as one of the best high school songs when I was in high school. It was freaking great. But without further ado, let's get right into it with ranking all Corvette generations from worst to best, in my opinion. Keep that in mind. It's just my opinion. And even though I love to give credit where credit is due to the grandfathers, to the OGs of these cars, just as much as the next guy, I do think my least favorite generation of the Chevy Corvette is unfortunately the C1 pre-facelift. This is the first ever true Corvette ever created. Not even true Corvette, it's just genuinely the first ever Corvette created. I never got behind it, man. I never understood it. It doesn't even really scream Corvette to me either. It doesn't really feel like a Corvette in terms of its performance, in terms of what it did. It was pretty miserable, to be honest. Like, yeah, it was the first Corvette, that's cool and everything, but it did horrible in any form of motorsports that I tried entering into. The C1 pre-facelift, I just feel like it just does not hold a candle to any of the rest, in my opinion. The old heads are going to get angry at me for that, though. And coming in at the number 8 spot is the one that you guys probably thought was going to be dead last, but no, it's the second dead last, the C4 Corvette. There are people out there that like the C4. It's a lightweight car, and so people like that. It's lightweight, and it has a small block in it, and people like that. I feel like the stock performance, and it's just absolutely like cutting corners abilities in the C4, it's just not that great. I feel like the 80s muscle cars in general were just they were a fluke in the American car manufacturing history here. It's obviously all due to the gas prices. I understand that it's not Chevy's fault or whatever, but it's clearly a lackluster trim compared to the rest. Is the small block motor in it good to build power out of? Sure, but name one Corvette that didn't have a good motor to build power out of. You know what I mean? Like, every one of them did. Whether after the C4 they started getting LSs and then LTs, and like before the C4 it was all small blocks, and the C4 is also a small block. It's not. I feel like that's not enough to bring it up any higher. And coming in at 7th place is another one of the unfortunate, disappointing ones. Another big thing with the C4, by the way, is the looks. I don't care for the looks of the C4. It's such a boring looking Corvette. But either way, 7th place is the C3 Corvette. The C3 Corvette is kind of like the opposite of the C4. It actually does look really good. I think the C3 Corvette looks incredible. There's like a bunch of different body styles for the C3 Corvette. There's like the pre-facelift and then the facelift C3s, but they look relatively similar. The ones, I believe it's the pre-facelifts. The pre-facelifts look really good, but the newer ones, they just ended up looking not that great. And just like the C4, it kind of suffered the same fate as the C4. It was built during the gas crisis, so its performance wasn't that great, but at least for a little while before the gas crisis really hit and really took effect, the C3 Corvette did have some insane trims, making in some insane power, and it was a force to be reckoned with for sure. Like, in my opinion, the C2 is what really cemented the Corvette name, but the C3 built onto that for sure, until the gas crisis hit, unfortunately. And coming in at the number 6 spot is the C1 facelift. This should have just been the original Corvette, like plain and simple. Whenever I think of the C1 Corvette, this is the one that I think of. This is beautiful. This has that typical long, thin, swooping hood that the Corvettes do have, with a smaller, curved back end that we all know and love with the Corvette name at this point. It's beautiful. It's much better, in my opinion, than the C1 pre-facelift. It looks so much better. It handles so much better. It's such a faster car overall. The C1 facelift, again, I feel like is just hands down better. And if you really think about it, since it's a C1 Corvette, it's still the first generation. It still is what really started with the Corvette name, which obviously, again, deserves some credit there because it's the grandfather. You got to pay respect to your elders, obviously. I love it. The C1 facelift is beautiful. Would I ever buy one? No. They're like 150 grand and would be miserable to own, but they are beautiful cars. From the very first ever Corvette to the newest Corvette, coming in at the number 5 spot is the C8 Corvette. Obviously, it's worth mentioning that in terms of performance, in terms of lap times, in terms of horsepower, 0 to 60s, just plain and simple performance, the C8 is obviously the newest Corvette, so it has the best of that, and especially the ZR1X. That ZR1X car is absolutely insane. There's like this big argument going on whether or not the Mustang GTD or the ZR1X is a better car. Listen, I don't know which one's better. All I know is that they're both insane. Like, they're both insane cars. They're both so cool. The C8 Corvette is a beautiful car, and every time I see one, I am a little bit blown away at it. It does quite literally look like a Walmart version Ferrari. Like, plain and simple, that's what it looks like. But in my opinion, man, as cool as having a mid-engine Corvette with a flat plane crank is, I feel like it's just not a Corvette at that point. You know what I mean? Like, the Corvette is the long front-mounted engine. Like, that's just kind of how I feel when I think of Corvettes, and it's just not that. And coming in at 4th place, here come all the TikTok kids coming into my comments telling me I'm wrong, because this is easily their favorite Corvette right now, the C6. The C6 Corvette is awesome, plain and simple. It's a really, really cool car. But in my opinion, I just think the C5 is cooler. And so the C6 and the C5, in my opinion, are very, very similar. And they plain and simple are. They both have LSs. They both look very, very similar. The C6 is just a modernized version of the C5. And overall, performance-wise and everything like that, and interior-wise, creature comforts-wise, the C6 is overall the better car than the C5, but the C5 did it first, and the C5, in my opinion, is just cooler. It also has some pop-up headlights, so that's just iconic. But the C6 is obviously insanely insane car. The ZR1 C6, the Blue Devil there, it was absolutely beautiful, absolutely incredible. Its performance was insane. The C6 Corvette R, or the C6R and the C5R are some of the best American race cars we've ever had, and people just don't even talk about them for some reason. So it deserves a high spot for sure. It deserves the praise that it's getting, but I don't think it's the best Corvette generation. Coming in at 3rd place, I'm going to be honest, this is just a guilty pleasure pick. I put this one all the way up here because of how freaking beautiful this car is. The C7. The C7 Corvette is hands down, in my opinion, the best looking Corvette we've ever had. Plain and simple. I think the C7 Corvette is insanely gorgeous looking, especially any of the higher trims than the base Stingray trim. Like the Z06, the ZR1s, those are just some of the most beautiful muscle cars, or American cars, whatever you want to call them, that we've ever had. Like, I love how the C7 looks. And then in terms of its performance, it's insane too. The LT is not, I think it's the LT1, it's not a bad motor whatsoever. It's a very, very good motor, obviously, arguably better than the LS. It makes like 700 horsepower from factory. It's rear-wheel drive, 7-speed manual transmission. I got to ride in one. My buddy has one, for those who don't know. I got to ride in one, and it's just insane. It's unlike anything on the road. The road presence of a C7 like Z06 is just, it's truly magnificent. It's so wide and aggressive. The C7 Corvette is freaking beautiful. In terms of like motorsports and heritage, did it do a lot for the car? No, but it's still an insanely cool car. And coming in at 2nd place is actually, ironically, the 2nd Corvette ever built, the C2. The C2 split window. That's all you gotta say. The C2 split window vet. Listen, I'm not the biggest, you guys know this, I'm not the biggest 50s, 60s, 70s American muscle car fan. Not that I think they're bad, I think they're freaking insanely cool. It's just I don't really put too much time and effort into learning about them, just because I know I'll probably never own them. They're like 6-figure cars, and at that point I'd rather just buy something else, to be honest. But they are really, really cool cars. And the C2 Corvette is one of those cars. It is just insane. Again, I feel like the C1 Corvette was a little bit of a letdown, honestly, if you really think about it. Like, yeah, they came out with the Corvette, and it was, like, cool that they came out with it in the first place, but the C1 just didn't do anything. It didn't really pull any punches. It didn't really strike any fear into Ford or any of the other big-time brands at the time, whereas the C2 came out, and it did. It had pop-up headlights. It was an absolutely beautiful car, and in terms of motorsports, it was dominant. It was very, very good. The C2 Corvette is probably the most iconic, most legendary generation of the Chevy Corvette so far. But obviously, if you guys know the process of elimination, and if you've ever seen a single Mark Roden video ever before in your life, then you know that that means my favorite Corvette generation is the C5. The C5 Corvette, man, it broke the bridge between like what I would consider the classic era and the modern era Corvettes. It's the link between the two, and in my opinion, it's just perfect. Is it the best in terms of its performance? No. Plain and simple, it's not. It's a C5. There's the C6, the C7, the C8, they're all better than it. But is it, in my opinion, just the freaking just most beautiful, perfect Corvette? Yeah, especially in 2026 when you can find these cars for under 10 grand. They come with 350 horsepower from factory with an LS, so obviously you can get insane horsepower out of it. It's rear-wheel drive. It has a pretty decent interior. It's got that perfect like analog interior, you know what I mean? And it has freaking pop-up headlights. Like, And it's nice and rounded off. Like the C4 Corvette had pop-up headlights, had all that stuff pretty much too, besides the LS had a small block, obviously. But it was all like squared. The C5 is rounded off and beautiful, but with the pop-up headlights, and it's like one of those only cars that really has that, because pop-up headlights were in all the boxy cars, but then once we got to the curvy cars of the 90s and 2000s, they were at that point they were pretty much illegal, and so nobody started putting them on their cars, and except for the C5. It's one of the only like curvy cars with pop-up headlights that we have. It is just beautiful. I freaking love the C5. It is perfect. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video ranking all Corvette generations from worst to best. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Let me know what reviews I'd like to see in the comment section down below. Check the links in the description for any of my other social medias or any of my other YouTube channels or any of that great mumbo jumbo. And yeah, guys, that is pretty much it. Tomorrow's video is going to be the... Oh, it's going to be the next Good, Bad, and Ugly. It's going to be the Good, Bad, and Ugly on the Mazda 3 or Mazda 6 third generation. So, yeah, that's going to be tomorrow's video. Let me know what other car brands you'd like, or not car brands, but like car lines, I guess you could say, that you guys would like to see me rank in the future too. I saw somebody say the Chevy Suburban. That'd be fun. I'd never really talked about the Chevy Suburban ever. I feel like in my life I don't know too much about it, so my ranking on it is going to be very, very skewed, but I could do it. We could do the Mustang, obviously, the Camaro, obviously. Those are both really iconic. We could do the Evos, but the Evos are kind of like boring because I feel like the first 3 generations of the Evo are all like very, very similar, and then the next 3 generations, the 4, 5, 6, are all very, very similar, and then the 7, 8, 9 are all very, very similar, and then the 10 is just completely different from anything else. But they're all so similar, the Evos, so I feel like that'd be a little bit boring. We could do the WXs, you know. Got the GC, the first gen, then you got the Bug Eye, Blob Eye, Hawk Eye are all pretty much the same car, but we can rank them separately. And the Stink Eye, Wrapped Eye, and then the new one. So I guess you could do that one. But let me know what you guys are thinking. Whatever chassis, I guess you could call it, you guys would like to see me rank next, and I could get it done. But thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Das Vidania, and have a nice night. Also, look at this. Oh, you can't see it. You kind of see it. You can't see it. My finger's all like black, and it's because I went outside today to go walking. I walk every day now whenever I wake up. Go outside. On the back of my Integra, there's just a puddle of like fluid. I'm like, oh no. I touch it, makes my finger entirely black. I think, uh-oh, oil. Smell it, smells like gas. Look underneath the car, my gas tank is leaking. Why? Why'd I have to do that? Very disappointing. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Das Vidania, and have a nice night.